right, we're back again. It's episode 11, Startup and Innovators. First, I have to apologize. Last week, we could not share any episode with you. It was purely a logistics thing, but it's not a problem. But then we're back again, episode 11. See how time flies. Just like yesterday, we started Startup and Innovators, and we're episode 11. Atlantic Discuss, we're episode 101 now. When we started YouTube 2 years ago, time flies. So time waits for nobody. That's why you have to keep the ground running irrespective of where you find yourself. So episode 11, I have another very interesting person. Fantastic guy, great character, a scholar, brilliant, young. He is a startup. He's also an innovator. It's a two-in-one. Yes, today we have Shola Jegede. Shola Jegede, welcome to Startup and Innovators.
Thank you very much, Mr. Andy. Happy to be
Oh,
here.
God. Yeah, Shola, like most of my guests, is a startup guy. He's an innovator, special guy. So let me just introduce him to you in my normal way, and I'll allow him tell his story himself. Shola is the founder of Next MVP. Yes, the most valuable player in business, of course. You know, he's head of product and partnership in Builders Cabal. Well, Builders Cabal. So, like I said, you have to add me to that cabal, like. Everybody needs to be in a cabal, right? Yeah.
Yes,
Shola is an
definitely.
entrepreneur, community leader with passion for startups. He founded Next MVP, an agency dedicated to helping startups build market-ready people. I love that. With just 2 months at launching, the company generated over $8,000 in revenue. Wow. Well, Shola previously co-founded Get Collabo, an SaaS platform that facilitates seamless collaboration between creators and brands across Nigeria, the UK, and the USA. Although Get Collabo eventually shut down due to market challenges, yeah, well, that's life. This experience has sharpened his insight into startup execution. Oh, wow, a lot of experience there. So at Builders Cabal, a startup community whose members have collectively raised well over $10 million. Oh, wow. Through investment, sales, and partnership, they built a startup directory from scratch as the full stack founding engineer. Impressive. Currently, he serves as the head of product and partnership in this Builders Cabal community, connecting founders, operators, and investors. Beyond startup, Shola spearheaded the launching of Origin Academy under BCP Origins, an initiative designed to equip African professionals, creators, entrepreneurs with globally recognized skills. Wow. He also served on the evaluation team of the Global Entrepreneurship Festival, as in 2024, where he assessed promising startup ideas from a pool of over 500 emerging entrepreneurs. That's a pool, man, 500. Above all, he loves building, making genuine connection, and creating opportunities for the next wave of innovators. That's the word, innovator. Well, he's a startup. You can see he has succeeded, he has failed, he has done well, but then he keeps grinding. So many success, I mean, one or two setbacks, but that's why we have Shola Jegede here with us. Shola, welcome to Startup and Innovators.
Thank you very much, Mr. Andy. Happy to be here once again.
So, I mean, this is just your profile. Tell us, what's your story? Where are you coming from? Where are you going?
Okay, so before anything that happened or that's happened so far,
I like your smile,
the whole, thank you
Yeah,
very
go
much.
ahead.
The whole idea or concept about startup was very foreign to me.
Mhm.
My entire drive towards like entrepreneurship started with like painting back in university. I used to like paint walls for lecturers. I used to paint hostels for students
Oh,
and also
wow.
houses. Yes, so I was not really tech inclined, but then sometime around like my 400 level, I had a carry over.
Oh,
And so, because
tell
I
me
was going to
about it.
see classes, going for a different job, painting job or the other one, and that like woke me up to the fact that I needed to find something that would have a balance between my education and also hustle itself.
Mhm.
Then I got into marketing back in 500 level, last 2020, Corona period. I was at home trying to like understand a lot about marketing and sales.
Well, what were you
I
studying
worked
in school
for
at that time?
building construction.
Okay, building construction. Okay, go ahead. Yeah.
Yes. reconstruction. So I liked it, I enjoyed it, but the stress itself was like something I didn't think I wanted to do long term. Because
Mm.
where I worked at my IT was at international airport. So I was exposed to a lot of very high level projects that put a lot of strain on me. But then that was also like an environment I wanted to see myself next 5 or 10 years. So I got into marketing, got into sales. I did this till I graduated 2021. But then 2022, just after graduation, something happened that drove me into all of this. My crypto wallet got hacked back in 2022, and I lost my entire life savings that I've been like saving up to maybe leave the country or start something else. And I was
Lucky.
like back to ground zero.
Wow.
So this was
You,
like
I mean, you're still young now. There's no children, no wife, no, so you can always recalibrate. Yeah. All right, go ahead.
exactly.
Yeah, it's all right. Go ahead.
So that was like a very huge wake up call for me that I needed to do something else because
Mm,
this was something that I didn't expect.
mm.
And it was a very, very painful experience. By the time I was done, like in NYC, I spent the next 6 months learning how to code, become a self-developer.
Oh wow.
The aim for that entire period was to build myself a crypto wallet that was going to like prevent the hack that I
Mm,
experienced.
mm,
So I did this for about 6 months. I did like a MVP version of this. And I also got into YC Startup School to really understand more about building products and startups. Because I was also like very interested in the concept. Moving into like coding and all of that, I was exposed to different startups, how companies are built. So that was what like prompted me to get into YC Startup School. And after I started school, I decided to launch Get Collabo for creators because in my time in marketing and sales, I had spent so much time like collaborating with creators and also brands to help them like facilitate marketing for their businesses, for a lot of like print on demand businesses. So that was like a very obvious next step for me because the wallet I've been building, I didn't find any markets for it here in Nigeria. There were no customers. Every step I went through, I just supposed to like, oh, find the very first 10 customers, do this, do that. I did the whole step and I couldn't find one person. I was going to say, oh, I would like to use what I built. So I brought it and started to work on Get Collabo.
mm,
And I got like a few friend of mine that I found from camp NYC. I got some of my friends from university that were like graduated with me and someone that did branding, someone that did marketing. Let's go build a company for creators, building tools for them, tools that will help them with managing brands, brand deals, receiving payments, keeping track of all their different collaborations and all of that. So if you get cloud for like 15 months, it's I think to date like the hardest I've ever done in my life. Right? Because
But
this
there's
was
still
something
market
that
for it. You should still do it. You don't have to stop that
there's a
because I
market
saw in
for
your
it, but
profile
like
that you stopped it. Yeah, but you have to go back because the market is actually
yes,
there now. Hmm.
it is. But I think
Yeah.
I'll explain to you why
Okay, go
it's a
ahead.
problem.
It's
So
your time
it
now.
was like a very exciting experience, and we're building like I spoke to my very first 50 creators. I was getting on personal one-on-one calls, like on board users and
Mm-hmm.
all of that. So I'm doing because there was this whole approach that Wise said, talk to your customers before building. Before I built any feature into the product, I feel like I spoke to like 20, 30 creators. Or do you want this? Will you use this? How will this work with your current workflow? How can we build this in a way that it's going to just fit in nicely with how you currently work? You don't have to like change your entire flow or to learn a new tool and stuff like that. So all this conversation really gave me a lot of like insight into how they operate, like with collaborations with brands and all of that here in Nigeria. And one issue that really stood out for me was pricing. We tried different models. We tried receiving payments after a creator has been paid, like some commission-based payments. That didn't work because a lot of creators, their gigs were not very regular. So they could get a gig this month, they get another gig in like 4 months. The company is going to suffer for that because we're not going to get paid until they get a gig. So then we tried subscription payments, and that was like a different ballgame entirely. Nigerians don't like subscriptions at all.
No, we like free stuff. I know.
They at all. They don't like subscription. That's why you can even see something like Netflix. People like fuck about sharing one Netflix account. They
Yeah,
reduce the pricing down
we don't even like paying
to
tax, you know?
exactly.
We don't even
So
like paying
subscription
tax.
payments, it didn't
Uh-huh.
really also work for us. But it's, I think when we started taking the approach from just looking for people that wanted to use to also educating upcoming creators who were interested in it, but wanted to understand the ropes and ready to actually work, like people that come into the market, into the, yeah, the market, like trying to, the work environment, trying to find what to do with their lives and all of that. We grew to like 700 and about 1,000 users in like 2 months
Oh, wow.
from that approach, because now we're educating a lot more creators
Mm,
about how to become better creators. Okay, how can you get um your very first gig? How can you finance yourself to get equipment to start creating content? And so when we grew our user base, we started seeing some traction that were like that was attractive. We started seeing some insights that made sense to us. But then the issue of getting them to pay was also a problem. Some of them were getting gigs, but these gigs were not even enough to cover their payments. I think we, at a point, we reduced the subscription fees to like $15 per month,
oh,
and
wow.
still we didn't really see a lot of traction there. So
Mm,
there's one particular tweak that my marketing person, colleague that was working with me on the product did. We started having people, our ads shown to creators that were like in the US, in the UK, and also in
mhm.
Ghana. And about a week later, we got like our first two payments
Oh,
on the
wow.
platform.
Oh,
So
wow.
that was when we now discovered that, okay, this was a very
I'll
useful
have been a
product.
lot of relief. Yeah. Money at last.
And this was like
Okay.
over 13 months that we've been building. We have not earned 1 naira. We have
God damn.
spent time, we have
Oh, God.
spent resources. I have spoken to over 200 investors. I've been right. I learned how to write
You will feel like
good
you are
pitch decks.
jinxed. You know that you can never do
Exactly.
anything right in your life.
Because you come on Twitter, you see someone say, "Oh, I had this idea today. The following week, I raised 200K. I raised
Mm,
50K for this product." I feel when I first came into the market, like the ecosystem, I felt that it was very, it's really a very good idea. You able to
mm,
build a product, you need to get a team
mm,
together, you will raise funding.
mm.
But that was totally wrong. There was a whole lot that goes into raising funding that was not aware of. I was very naive about it.
Yeah, it's a learning curve, actually.
Exactly.
I'm still
A
learning
huge
too.
learning curve.
If you
A
like,
very
go to
huge learning
Harvard
curve.
10 times. I'm telling you. That's why you see all those Igbo traders I do more time, all those guys, those Igbo guys,
Yes.
the knowledge they have it's priceless, you know. But go ahead, it's tell us. We're listening. I'm enjoying this actually. Go.
Okay, so we got our very like first two customers, and then instantly like the following week, I sent them an email that could I like interview them to know why they paid. I
Hmm.
mean, we have had over 800 users now trying to use the product. They're all on
They
the free
never pay.
plan. Why did you
Why did
pay?
you pay? It
What
should
did
be
you
the reverse.
see?
You should be asking those that didn't pay. Why did you pay? Okay. Oh
So,
God.
because if I can know exactly why you paid for this product, it will help me to better convince the others that, oh,
Mhm.
they see, I maybe change our messaging for them to really get it, know that they'll see the value behind it, and oh, I'd like to pay for this product. So I got on the call like two of them. One was currently based in the UK, and she was like, "Oh, so something that she has wasn't she using." They were like other tools like bonsai and others in the UK, but they didn't really fit her use case the way mine did.
Hmm.
Right? Mine like enabled her to work with her current flow. She didn't have to start learning new things. Like every single workflow that she needed or wanted to do was just how she liked it and
Hmm.
how it fits her own use case. So I was like intrigued by that. It made a lot of sense that, I mean, this is what we're trying to achieve. You need to come and use this platform the way you currently work. I don't want you to learn anything new. Just how you currently operate, you can use platform like that. So after that, I think we got like six other creators that also paid. So we tried again because they were already like out of money. I had spent every single thing. And the funny thing was that my colleagues that built this product with me, five of them, they were on sweat equity all through. They didn't collect one single naira. Like whenever I
Oh
think about
wow.
that period of my life, I'm very grateful for them.
Oh wow. Well.
They didn't make me feel like I was doing this alone. They were
Mhm.
there, they were supportive. Whenever we go to events, whenever we
Mhm.
have like setbacks, whenever I want to like
Yeah.
be
Everybody
strategized, they're
needs
always there
people like
to
that. Yeah.
everybody puts hands together and let's talk about this, let's try to fix this. And nobody's getting paid.
Oh wow.
So it's something that I cherish a lot. It's a memory that it stuck with me. So whenever, like, after we started speaking to these people, we're not looking for money. that, okay, now we have for concept people that paid for it, we have users, we have some numbers,
Mhm.
want to like take to the next level, also like register in the UK because that was also a thing. If I was going to the UK market, I needed to be a registered business
Mm.
because like the way creators there, the freelance economy, the economy over there is quite different from Nigeria. They're kind of
Mhm.
like the tax laws that we have to abide by.
Mhm.
So we tried to bring like 50K. We got, I think, two investors that were interested. One dropped out later on. The other one like offered, but like after multiple calls, we already drained by then.
Oh
And we
wow.
already like broke down to zero already.
I
I
know,
think
I've been
January
there.
2024,
Mhm.
I was like, let's just take a pause or like a break for
Mhm.
now and maybe try later. That's why
Mhm.
like I shut down the company 2024. I want to like do something else, maybe have cash on my own to be able to
Mhm.
fund the project again from beginning. I mean, now that I understand a lot about it, much than I did when I started,
Mhm.
I'll avoid a lot of mistakes I made initially. The time I spent trying to like write emails to investors, I spent that time getting more traction and trying
Mhm.
to pitch. So, and even though investors I pitched to, a lot of them, like in hindsight, I pitched to so many investors that were not even the right space for the product.
Mm.
I was just looking for money. I was desperate. I was like, this is a very good idea. You will like it. Check it out. This is a demo. This is our pitch deck. I'm going on the
Mm.
call, trying to
Yeah,
talk to every
but
single person I
let me
could.
quickly chip in something. Well, so, do the
Okay.
your experience in the creativity and industry investment profile, is that what led you to MVP?
No, no. Next MVP, that was my second like phase of my life. I'm going to get
Oh,
into
okay.
now for next
Uh,
MVP.
Yeah, keep going. Don't worry. I'm sorry to interject. Go ahead.
Okay. No, that's fine. That's fine. So after I shut down the company, like what's going on a break and let's go and do other things in our lives that can actually bring out money.
Mhm.
Since we're already broke right now, then I joined Builders Cabal 2023, I think
Mhm.
October. Because I want to like also meet the other founders that are doing things to
Mhm.
understand what they're doing, how they're doing it better than me. I'm just to like learn more for me to just like connect more with founders. How can I do other things I'm not doing very well? Just like to gain experience from the community. But over time, I started like sharing a lot of my experiences in the community, things I've been through, started
Mhm.
sharing like resources, insight. I became like that kind of the resource guy in the community, whereby if someone needs something, they just like ask Shola and I'll find it. Even tonight to do that.
Well,
I find
those
it in the
pitfalls
community.
you had in your earlier life, they became experience.
Yes,
You understand?
that I
Because you
can't
were sharing,
share.
the people were learning from you. So you became a resource person.
Exactly.
Oh, wow. I like that. Go ahead. Experience is the best teacher, man. I tell you.
So I kept on like talking a lot in the community. I also like learned from people that are working in bigger companies like Paga that have a lot
Mm.
more experience than I do. So whenever I ask questions too, they would answer. We like have a very interesting discourse. It's one thing that I like about the community. Everybody's open to share what they know. Nobody tries
Mm.
to like hoard ideas or hoard things that they are aware about. If someone knows something, is very willing to open and share that,
Oh,
oh,
wow.
try this, try this, try that. Try this for that step. There are a lot of people that have even gotten just investment based on one intro from the community.
Mhm.
Partnership will happen in minutes just because, oh, you're doing this, you're doing that. Let's collaborate together. That's how very open the community is. It's
Oh, wow.
a place where anybody can feel welcome.
Mhm.
So that's what really made it stand out to me. And I kept on like opening up, talking about things I'm going through, also like helping other fans answer questions, check out their deck. Like, oh, I mean, I've used over 200 decks. I can look at your deck and see what is like wrong or right because I've gotten feedback too from investors that say, oh,
Oh, wow.
your deck is 15 pages, it's too much.
Wow.
So yeah, this kind of experiences too, like it's enabled me to really communicate a lot better in the community. And I kind of became known in the community. Then when it was time for, I think, anniversary,
Mhm.
so before the anniversary, there was this question that kept on coming up where someone wanted to maybe register the company or
Mhm.
needed a particular product or service. And I'm aware that there's someone in the community that does that,
Mhm.
right? So instead of recommending different products, we have someone in our community that you can actually trust. And if anything happens, you can hold the person's shirt that, oh, I know you, right? And you're in this community and you know where to find support or help. that kind of thing. So I was like, why don't we have a centralized place where we can each find ourselves? That way the idea for directory came about. Then I spoke with the founder of Builders Cabal, Victor Yekere. You probably know him. Is a very big personality in the ecosystem.
Mhm.
So I was like, I should
I
build
don't
out
know him, but I would
something.
love to meet him, you know. I
Okay, I
think
could
I've heard
do
him.
an introduction.
Yeah,
Yeah.
somebody
So
mentioned.
it was like I should like build something that we could see what it looks like. So like, I think I spent a week or two to build out a very short small MVP for the product, what it was to look like, and everybody loved it. It was like
Mm.
it makes a lot of sense.
Oh,
I
wow.
can go on the directory and search for a product or two I'm looking for. I can find someone that is building that in this community.
Mm. Wow.
So, I mean, if you're already here, why go outside to find something else? If you can
Mm.
find something that does something, I can also like give you a discount on your own products
Mm.
just because of the familiarity that they already have with you, the friendship that you already built in the community, and the trust also. So they loved it. Then I would spend like next month refining the idea and really like putting it together. And that's what came about the Business About directory. So I built the whole thing from scratch. I tore it down again, restructured it properly, and then we launched it. And
Oh,
it's,
wow.
I think it grew to like over 100 users in a couple months. People are
Mm.
signing up on the community, people that find the directory from outside also join the community from directory.
Mm.
So it had a lot of effects that really enabled us to grow. I think we grew from about 400 community members to over 600 in that time
Oh,
period
wow.
as a result of
Wow.
all the efforts of both the directory and also members of the community. So
Oh,
it was a huge plus for the community itself. And then over time, I now became community director because I was like always talking
wow.
at 3 a.m., 4 a.m. I'll come online and like ask a question. I'm on a wait to like
Look at
answer
the way I'm
the
listening to you now. Yeah, you're the moderator. I'm the guest now. Yeah. Yeah.
so,
Okay.
so and then so I think for other experience and everything, and
Mhm.
also how fun I started, people that were like very new, had ideas, but didn't like let's say have the resources to hire a full team,
Mhm.
like build a product that it takes to market. That's what the
Mm.
idea for next time became about.
Mm.
So I was like, oh, I mean, I can build product really well. And I've built a lot of products for both myself. Even after my time with Get Collabo, I also worked for a couple of companies where I was like the lead engineer. I was also like maybe on the team building products for them. I love experience in building software. So I started explaining to people that, oh, I could do this. And then I talk about it in the community, they liked it. I think that the week or the week after, I got like a couple calls that now
Mhm.
resulted in the first contract that I had. So it was from the
Oh.
experience from the Pillars Cover that brought about the decision to start next MVP. And so far, it's been really successful. I've met a lot of amazing founders with like awesome ideas that some ideas that I didn't even fathom people could think about. Very,
Mhm.
very interesting ideas, to be honest.
Yeah, I
So
mean, your
it's
generation are more creative, you know.
very, very
Oh, very,
creative.
very, very, very. It's scary,
Yeah, very
actually.
creative.
And the ones coming after you guys is even gonna be. It's they are something else. I'm telling you. I have a kid who is below 10 years old. You know, I think we discussed about it,
Okay.
and he plays on one of my phones, you know, and he keeps telling me that anytime he goes, can I use your phone? Then I give it to him. I want to unlock it. He said, no, 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 I know the password. Like, I didn't tell you the. He said, I see when you punch it, and you know, I kind of type fast. So like, how did you see me? You know, so I like, okay, take, let me see, and you know, he unlocks it. You know, because he's seen me one or two times. I like, man, I don't think I have that kind of eye. So. I'm just trying to corroborate what you're saying that, I mean,
Yeah.
well, future is bright. So, I mean,
It's very
yeah, with in all this, what are the, you know, you've spoken about challenges, how you got there and all that. So, how rewarding has it been in the MVP area, for example? Because I know there are a lot of MVPs in Nigeria, untapped,
okay.
undiscovered, and all that. So what you're basically doing is harnessing all those people together, you know, trying to show direction to people that have ideas and don't know what to do, which makes you a coach, really, you know, because you're the one.
Okay.
Yeah, that's a lot. Well, for your age, I mean, that's a lot. But what are the major difficulties in getting that done that you encounter?
Okay. So what necessarily we do majorly? is
Mm-hmm.
to build the product, the very first version of the product that you take to
Mm-hmm.
market to your users and also like investors. So I think one major challenge is helping founders to streamline their ideas. So a lot of times they have this idea that is very expansive, is wide. They want to like do every single thing, but I keep on like trying to help them narrow it down to what exactly do you want to be known for when you go live? What exactly do you want to be known for
Mm-hmm.
by the time you go to market with this product? How would you want your user to perceive your product? How would you want your employees to see your product? Right? Post when no longer the one like building your entities for you, taking it to market, you now have a team that are like working on the product full time. How accessible do you want the product to be? Right? How easy do you want it to be for them to understand? So that's like one major challenge that I get to see a lot of founders have, and I help them to navigate it because like you can't do everything at once. You can't do everything for every single person. Who are your very first users? How do you want them to access your product, and how do you want them to find your product? And when they find it, how should they need to know that this product is for them. They come on your landing page, they come on your dashboard. You need to speak to them that, oh, I'm building this for you, and this is how you're going to solve problems that you have. So that's like one challenge that I help founders to really overcome, narrowing down to exactly what they need to build instead of building everything all at once.
Mm. All right, let me ask you this. Yeah. Because sometimes when I'm having guests like you, I have we have an editorial board. You know, I'm also publisher of the Atlantic Digest. So I have an editorial
Yes, you
board that
mentioned.
we meet every now and then. So when I have people like you, we look at your profiles, they come up with questions. So one of the questions that came up for you was that how can startup agencies like Next MVP and other stakeholders work together to build a more vibrant and supportive startup ecosystem?
Hmm. That's a very tough question.
Tough? It's not. Yeah, yeah.
I think
You've
it's a very
been.
thoughtful question.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, so I think from the way I
Mm-hmm.
understand the question,
Mm-hmm.
for us to like help the ecosystem like evolve or develop, it's more of having partnerships with startup studios or also VC firms. Because now a lot of VC scouts, they meet founders who have ideas, who are like the idea people. It could be like family operators who don't really have a lot of hands-on experience with software. So this partnerships with VC firms and also startup studios can help founders that come through those channels get to market a lot faster with the hand-ready products that they work to see. So and also like communities like Judas Cabana, Consonance Club, also like partnership that could help. Because in the long term, the faster a founder can take an idea to market and test its viability, the better for every single one. You're able to see what works and what doesn't work a lot quicker. So this partnership, I think, are going to be very valuable in helping to expand the ecosystem and help like get more products into the market faster
Mm-hmm.
and figure out what's going to work and what's not going to work.
Okay. Do you have relationship with financial institutions?
At the moment,
Yes.
one, but I can't like say because like it's part of the project I'm working on. I'm working like a trade product, so
Okay.
I'm having to speak to people that are in the finance side of the product. So
Okay.
that's like the very first thing that I think I've had is one of those.
Well, okay.
Right, but I can speak on it because like I have like underlying NDA that prevents me from talking about the product.
Mm. Yeah, because someone said, how does Next MVP differentiate itself from other agencies or consulting firms that work with startups?
Okay, we don't really consult. I would
Mm-hmm.
say that because when someone comes to Next MVP, they're ready to actually build the product. They're not
Mm-hmm.
trying to like refine their idea. It's just our own part is to help them narrow it down to what they should build now. So how I would say that we differentiate with other maybe consulting firms or similar agencies that build MVPs is in how we get to picture the idea from the founder's perspective. So one of the questions I ask founder whenever they come to me, like on our very first call is, why are you building this? Why do you have to build this? And why do you think it's important for people to have this product? Why should the product exist? So that question gets them talking a lot. It gets them to like talk about the very beautiful idea, how they had the idea, what they think about the idea, how to like help people This in turn puts me into their shoes. I get to see the idea and the products from their own perspective. It gives me a lot more understanding on how I can view this in a way that really showcases their vision for the product itself. Then after that, after like digesting the whole thing and really understanding what they want to build before getting down to like the product requirement document, what's going to need, I then also speak to a couple customers, potential customers that are going to be using that product. So now that other conversation now puts me in the perspective of the consumer or the user of the product. So now I have both perspectives from who wants to build the product, what they're trying to build, and who's going to use the product. It helps me to really build out the product stands out to both parties and every single person. So the final vision comes to life and the user has a product that they can actually use. So those questions help me to, and that like the entire research process, I feel it differentiates me from other FVP agencies.
Okay. I was actually going to ask that, how does next MVP balance the need for startup to move quickly with importance of careful planning and strategy? You've answered it in your when you were
Okay,
talking now, so that's good. So
okay.
who's your role model person, in all this? The questions I want to ask you there are two. So I want to know who your role model individual is in all this. Then I want to know who your role model company is in all this. I mean, that company, I mean, establishment, blah, blah, blah.
Yes,
Yeah.
it's
I mean, if there are more than one, why not? So let's start with
but it's just one. It's Shola Jegede
okay.
and Paystack.
Okay, Paystack.
I back in 2023, I think I met a friend of mine, a current friend of mine. She worked at Paystack,
Hmm.
and the way she spoke about Paystack, I mean, I knew about the products long before I even got into startup. I knew about Paystack. I've used it a lot of times, but I got to see what Paystack is like from an employee,
Mm.
and just the love and admiration that she had for the company she was working at.
Mhm.
It made me see Paystack from a different perspective entirely. That it was not just a company that helps people move money. It had a culture, it had people, it had an ecosystem that was alive. And this was something that I felt I wanted to have anything I was ever going to build. For me to just be wherever I am and the people that work with me, my teammates,
Mhm.
have this love and admiration for the product we are building together. It's really inspired me based on Paystack. Then for his own himself, like Shola, his story of how we like came about, how we really pushed forward, really building Paystack, bringing the teams together. His story really inspired me. I was even still building right now. It's one I look up to a lot. Yes.
Yeah, so should
Yeah.
I assume Paystack is your role model company also?
Yes. If I was to build anything again, I would like to have the kind of culture they have.
All right.
It's
Yeah.
amazing. Yeah.
I have two more questions for you. So let me start with, okay, I mean, you're Nigerian, you do business in Nigeria and all that. Now, do you think that the older generation disappointed or let down your generation? Do you think, are you happy with the way things are? I mean, it's common knowledge that Nigeria is not firing full throttle at its level of potential. But do you, individually, I'm asking you, Shola, now that, are you
Okay.
disappointed by what the previous two generations, three generations before you did with Nigeria? Do you think it would have been better? Did they
So
make
do you
things
mean
harder for you?
Nigeria like as Nigeria as a country or like in the sense of startup ecosystem
No,
itself?
no, Nigeria as a country. Yeah, Nigeria as a country. Because if I ask the question I'm asking, if I had asked on
Okay.
your pedigree in Malaysia or Indonesia, you understand, or in
Okay.
Singapore, I have an idea of what their response will be. I'm sure you've read a bit about China. China in 1980 was not really
Yes.
where they're supposed to be. So I'm saying
Interesting.
that considering what you've gone through, your university life, your youth corps, having to start one, two, three business, fail one or two times, still on your feet, trying to get things done. Do you think, based on what you see in the society, do you think things could have been better managed than the way it is right now?
Uh, my answer is to have. I think I'll have to answer both yes and no, and I'm going to like
Okay, go
explain
ahead. I
what I
mean, it's
know.
a no holds barred. Please say it. I mean,
Okay. So for the yes, I feel they could have pushed a lot harder to
hmm
having stronger policies,
hmm
and then a lot like getting a lot tougher on corruption, not just overlooking it as.
Okay.
Oh, that's just
Corruption.
Nigeria.
Hmm.
Yes. But then why I would say no is my current generation are already making the same mistakes that our parents made.
They're already making it.
Right? Yes.
Okay.
So
What kind of
it's
mistake is that? Tell me.
example now is how we glorify fraud, for example. Fraud.
Oh, okay.
It
Oh,
shouldn't
wow.
be glorified. It shouldn't be
Mm.
seen as something everybody should get into and you want to cash out because the
Mm.
country is very difficult.
Oh, okay.
Instead, we should push more for better employment opportunities,
Mm.
right? And that's very tough to
Legitimate
do,
means of making money.
of making money, yeah. And that's very tough to do because it's not easy to really push
Mm.
back on the government. We all know that, right? It's not easy.
Mm.
But then it's possible, but I feel the means to which we get to that solution for it to make any sense or even work at all, it's going to
Mhm.
involve a lot of really hard and tough decisions that like to be made that could
Mhm.
lead to I would say bloodshed because I need to push back because take for example now the NSAS time, people
Mhm.
died. That was just a little pushback that we did. Imagine if we take that pushback to the extreme, there'll be a
Mm.
lot more deaths would like happen that day.
Mhm.
But it needs to happen. And I feel if it doesn't
Somewhere
happen in
along the
our
line.
generation or generation after us, it's going to eventually happen. Or else Nigeria is going to keep on crumbling.
Do you think there
There
could be
needs to be,
another NSAS?
I believe there is better answers. Because the
Mm.
generation that's behind us, they're very outspoken. Like the girl
Mm.
now that, and even my generation also, the girl
Mhm.
that spoke against, that started the whole 30-day challenge, everybody's
Yeah.
talking about on
Yeah, the
TikTok,
youth copper. Yeah,
that
and all. Mhm.
exactly, she went to the I think NYC head office with lawyers backing and all of that.
Mhm.
And through all the discussion, we discovered that a lot of NYC people, individuals, were never receiving the full 77,000. They're still even like
Wow.
33,000. So we're not receiving even 33,000, we're receiving like 5,000 naira.
Mhm.
Because of like how open the whole thing became, there was now a lot more scrutiny into exactly how people were being paid.
Mm.
And now, oh, everybody now is receiving 77,000 across the board.
Yeah, the latest payment is 47. So, which means that the government
Exactly.
has been releasing the money, but some people in NYC possibly might
Are
not have been,
still doing things.
So that girl coming out brought awareness and
Exactly.
oh wow, oh
So
wow,
I feel
okay.
like that's her, try to say the positive impact of her, what she did, her outburst, the how outspoken she was. People saw it, people have seen it.
Mm-hmm.
There are people that are going to want to try other things in different areas.
It's global
It
actually.
may not
Mm.
exactly, it may not actually result in positive result that she got, but
Mm.
then it's going to be a start into another instance that will also be very a lot bigger because we actually need something to be done. The
I
way
feel
things
you.
getting like expensive, keep
Mm.
getting um tough. How the
Mm.
economy keeps like making money, see you're pointing down the funnel into the baskets, you're not
Mm.
listing a lot like to show for it like you could before.
Mm.
Something needs to happen, something needs to change,
Wow.
right? And that
Wow.
change now is going to
There's
be
that
caused by an SARS or a bigger revolution than that.
Yeah, that's the reason why I asked you, and you have not disappointed me with your response. Because I mean I read a lot of books. I read books about politics, history, and geography, and when that girl came out with the outburst, I suspected that even if it didn't lead to a larger thing, you understand, there will be
Yes.
government will respond one way or the other, which I mean I'm not surprised when they had to start paying the 77,000 because if you look at the Arab Spring, it started from Tunisia, some person, I can't remember the story very well, maybe somebody, a hawker or something like that, now poured gasoline, in Nigeria we call it petrol, on herself, or I'm
So
not sure if it's a male or female, but that person set it or herself ablaze, and which is as a result of maybe debt or poverty or something. And that aggravated a revolution, not just in Tunisia, it spread to Egypt, so many parts of the Arab world. And if you know Tunisia, Zine Abidine Ben Ali was an absolute ruler, almost untouchable, good-looking guy. Nobody thought Tunisia would going to that line. He was stable. He was in charge, absolutely and totally. And that little thing just, and it didn't just end in Tunisia. He went to Egypt. Everybody that knows Mubarak, Mubarak was a Leviathan. He was in charge. He had Western support, and the rest is history. And some, so I think, I mean, I'm a little over 50, and I'm not happy with the way Nigeria is. I say it all the time, not because of anything, that Nigeria has the potential. I felt my generation we didn't get the best, even though what we got was better than what you guys are getting right now. But the ones
So,
before us, I was at a seminar recently, and I made it clear that it's my father's generation that actually, the Wale Soyinkas, the ambassadors of this world, they got a lot on a platter of gold. A lot of them went abroad to school of scholarship. Before they even came back, they had cars and houses waiting for them.
waiting for the, yeah.
Yeah, there were people that were ministers in the Western region at 20 something, At 30, they were made, A lot of them were just dancing, marrying wives. They were rich at 35, millionaires, dancing board members and all that. But their major fault was that they actually give nothing back, you
To
know.
the country.
They did not. And that's just the truth. I mean, anybody that knows General Obasanjo close will tell you that if they did wrong. Now it's running back to poll to try and, rectify it. Hopefully it's not too late, because if you look at they're all old now. The youngest of them probably 85 or early 80s. Some of them, they don't even know
Yeah.
their real ages. But that
I know.
generation had it on a platter of gold. It's common knowledge. And they gave back nothing, you understand? And the likes of Awolowo did a lot. Not to, I mean, it would be fair to condemn all of them, free education and all that, but it just didn't get to the highest level to consolidate. So let me ask you, we're not talking about those generations, it's about you today. Shola, you're a great guy. I like your body language, your mien, your demeanor, fantastic. And I'm very sure you go places. You're my friend now, so don't worry. Let me ask you this.
Thanks,
Where do you
sir.
see yourself in the future? What's the next great thing? Now you're in this cabal, you're in the builders cabal, you're the go-to guy there. You have this MVP stuff you're doing, you're building people, get Collabo didn't work out. I'm sure you're going to go back to it and all that. So where do you see yourself? Are you
Yeah.
expanding? Are you going to go into politics? Are you just going to sit there just doing the same thing? What's the plan? What's the next great thing? Where are you going?
Okay, so for politics,
Hmm.
I'm not very, I like to read about it and understand what's happening in my country. But
Hmm.
to participate in this, I feel it's going to take a lot from me morally
How
because
about
the
in
ideas
10
and
years'
things,
time? If you're a billionaire in 10 years' time, which I won't doubt,
yes,
and Pepe has rest, like they say in Nigeria, you're running 5 corporations, everything is going well, you're married by then, you have kids and you have 7 billion here, 8 billion there, one small jet here, one helicopter there. And, what state are you from? Let me ask.
understand.
Ondo hair, I feel
Yes.
that Ondo State is badly managed, second largest bitumen deposit in the whole world. I'm not sure if you know that, but I'm telling you, it all produces state. You just look around like, why is it still like no? I need to go there and set this thing straight. You know, you never know.
Well, there's that
Yes.
possibility too.
Yeah.
There is. But
Don't
a
mind
lot of
me.
people
The
could.
question is just answer it as any way you want. Yeah.
Okay, so what I was saying, take a lot of things for me morally is currently now with how poorly managed things are, the
Mm,
people that benefits from that corruption.
absolutely.
For me coming into set things straight, I'm going to have to close the way all emotions start. No matter
Mm,
how bad it's going to affect you,
mm,
this is the like right direction that this place or this state needs to go in. And every like benefit you're getting from the corruption and every how the state is going to be cut off. Now that would take a lot of cold-heartedness for me to do that because it's going to affect families, it's going to affect homes, and people that depend on that corruption funds. So that's why I feel it will take a lot for me morally, but it's not something that is important for me to do. Something that I think if I actually really put my mind to it, I'm like, it needs to happen. I can do this.
mhm.
I'll try like take a stab at it and try it out. So that's like politically. where my head is at. But the other part of my career now, I like to build businesses. I currently have something that is in pipeline I'm working on for
Mhm.
founders too. I mean, ever since I joined Builders Cabal, I found out that I also enjoy, we are passionate about creators. I'm passionate also about founders, how they build, how they validate their ideas, how they go to market. I have had so many conversations that really keeps sparking against my head that, oh, this problem that they keep on having that's repeated, it can be
Mhm.
solved through technology, it can be solved through software, it can make it a lot easier for founders.
Mhm.
So I'm still going to like build a lot more businesses over time. But a passion of mine that I had as a child is acting and filmmaking.
Mhm. Oh, wow.
It's very contrasting with everything I've done so far. Back in my
Mhm.
400 level, I did a short movie, and I also like writing a lot of short scripts
Oh,
and
okay.
stories. Yeah, I like storytelling. I like to write stories. I like to tell stories. I also want to be in films.
You talk
So
very
that's something I'm
well.
also going to
Yeah, you talk very well. I'm telling
think
you.
so. So that's like something that I'm also going to hope get my fingers
Are
into,
you
like
expanding?
acting,
Are you
filmmaking.
expanding? Do you deal with people outside Nigeria, Kenya, South Africa, Ghana, Ivory Coast, Uganda? Because there are
Yes,
people in those countries that will really value what you're doing.
yes. But currently, Builders Cabal now is for we have founders that are building for Africa though, but are
Hmm.
based in different countries. We
That's
have founders that are based in South Africa, Ghana, that like also have conversations with also. I'm currently like,
mm,
working for a founder that is also based in the UK, but it's Nigerian.
I mean, it's
So
interesting.
yes, I try to really get involved with this thing because some solutions that we battle with here in Nigeria have already been solved in other African countries,
I know, I
right?
know, I
Exactly.
know that already. I know. I mean,
So
I can tell you that for free. Yeah. Even GSM, the
exactly. So
mobile
just one
phone,
of the things.
before
Yeah,
it came to Nigeria, Togo and Benin have been using it for a very long time. So
already.
yeah, I'm not that unfortunate that I mean, we got eventually under Obasanjo, but a lot of Francophone West African countries have been playing with it years before we even got there. So yeah.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
So I think like even if I was going to like expand the things, the company I'm building, where I would go to first is like Kenya. They have a
Mhm.
very interesting sort of ecosystem, both
Mhm.
hardware and software. And like I've watched a lot of videos. Even there's a particular interview that Tayo I know. I don't know if you know him.
I know Taya, I know the tourism guy.
Yeah, he did one about a sort of like I think a studio or so in Kigali, and
Mm.
I love the way the whole structure
Oh,
was.
Rwanda is
How
beautiful.
like
Yeah.
exactly like people were
Rwanda
really
is Rwanda
you
is.
could feel their excitement through the video, even though they're not being interviewed,
Mhm.
right? They love to build, they want to innovate, they're hungry to
Mhm.
really change things. So that kind
No, but
of
guess what?
environment
They
I
don't have the
want.
manpower Nigeria has. You understand? Yes, they're more organized. They are fantastic leadership.
Exactly.
You understand?
Yes.
But Nigeria has
Just
immense,
manpower.
yeah, manpower, immense. The population with fantastic.
Yeah.
If you go to Rwanda, you probably manifest your dreams in a shorter period of time. I'm telling you. You know,
Okay.
I mean, the internet there
So
works
it's a lot
fantastic.
faster.
Yeah, power is, that kind of thing. Wow, wow. Shola, it's been nice talking to you. People like you make us feel that the future of Nigeria is very bright. I like your calm, your mien, your demeanor, the way you talk. I mean, if you're a lecturer now, the students will be extremely dull not to understand what you're trying to say. You say, I was just looking at you, the way you smile, and so you're getting married soon, right?
Give or take 3 years.
Three. Oh, wow, that's too far. Will she wait or there's no she?
No, there's a she. There's a
There
she.
is she. Okay, she's ready to
Yes.
wait for 3 years.
Well, I
I'm
think
looking for
so, but
trouble now,
hopefully,
right? Oh
hopefully, but
God,
I'm thinking like
I know the money has to
the
be
max will be
there.
3.
All right, thank you
Exactly.
so
And
much.
also like structures and all of that needs to be
I
set in
know,
place.
I know, I know. I don't blame you. I don't blame you. So, to all our viewers, Shola Jegede, you can see, fantastic guy. tomorrow's leader. Nigeria's future is bright. Africa's future is bright. That's why we're doing what we're doing.
Exactly.
Startup and innovators. We need to showcase young people doing things correctly, legitimately, You share the story, things and life is an undulating plane. Win some, lose some. Where you lose, you don't give up. Yeah, show consistency. And that's why it's here. Shola, thank you so, so much. I'm sure a lot of people have learned from you, not just younger
Thank you very
people,
much,
not
bro.
just your generation. I've learned a lot from you. I'm a business owner too, so I know that it's not easy. I feel inspired by what you're doing actually. So God bless you. To all our viewers, you've
Bless you
seen
too,
it.
sir.
That's the future. Thank you. See you next week. God bless you all. Bye.